Hello guys, how's it going? Your favorite engineering teacher, Rodrigo here. I'm going to show you how to do some stuff. So first thing we want to do is we want to create a file, a folder on the desktop. So what I did is I right clicked and I'm going to go to new and folder and title this POE and then hyphen your last name. And so you can put all your stuff there. That's going to be a place that houses all your stuff. There should be no junk on this desktop. This is my personal one, so there's stuff here, but that is okay. And so what we're doing here is you got your Logger Pro, and you have saved this, export as this is an experiment that I did, and CSV file. We're going to export a CSV file. And it says on the instructions here, let me get to it real quick, that we are going to save it as the size of the blades. So let's say this is a 6-inch hyphen 3 blades, and let's say this is 30 degrees. Okay, and this is going to go in your folder, so make sure it is in your folder. POE Capelli, 6 blades, 6 inches, 3 blades, 30 degrees should be in your folder. Save as in there, and that's a CSV file. CSV file is a file that Excel readily accepts. Save. Okay, good. Now I'm going to minimize this for now. Might want it later on, and I'm going to open Excel. So I search for it, open it, and I'm going to I'm going to find that file. Honestly, the other way to do it is just to go to your file and open it. It'll recognize that it's Excel, so you can open it right there. And this has given you all the parameters. It's got the potential, it's got the current, it's got the resistance. Go ahead and space these out so you can see it, and it's got the energy. And so what you should note is that hopefully it took you over 25 seconds. So this took me 44 seconds. It should definitely take you over 25 seconds to do this run. If it did not, you should do it again. Okay, so that part is really important. All right. And we're going to make a couple of graphs. I'll just make one here to show you what I'm doing. One thing we want to do is we want to make a graph of resistance on the x-axis and power on the y-axis. I want to see when was the highest power. So I'm going to do insert, and pretty much we always do xy scatter, and you can do this one right here. Okay. However, what I want to do is I want to highlight my two columns for resistance power, and the left one is always going to be the x, the right one is always going to be the y. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this. And so we want to do an XY scatter, and that looks pretty good. Okay. There's some fluff right here because we had negative power and negative resistance that didn't exist, but we can ignore those values for now. One of the things that I'm going to do here that's important is that I'm going to label this as what it was. So this was 6 blades, so 6-inch blades. I'll do 6-inch blades, 30 degrees. Let's just do 30. I'll do 30 degrees. And this one also was 3 blades. Oh, 6-inch. Let's just do it this way. 3 blades, 30 degrees. And so I can label my graph. Okay, what we're going to want to do is it did the graph pretty well for us. So we're going to want to label the axis here, and so let's put some stuff. I'm going to format axis, And display units, no. Let me pause the video here real quick because I forgot what I'm doing. Okay, I'm back. Had to quickly look this up. We're gonna add some axis titles, and to do that, I'm gonna highlight the graph and go to Insert, and I'm gonna go to hold on a second. What is file? Nope. Oh, sorry. Okay, so graph design, add chart element, axis title, primary horizontal, and this one is resistance. Okay, resistance. All right, great. And now we're going to add the add chart element. We'll add the vertical, and that one is going to be power. Okay, it's awesome if you add the units, milliwatts, and if you can add the ohm symbol here, I'll let you figure that out. That would be awesome. Extra credit. You could probably find it on symbols somewhere. Okay, so looks good. One thing we're going to want to do is there's a pattern here. There's an obviously sort of little pattern here, and I want to find sort of a moving average. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna right click. Let's see. I'm going to click on the data, left click on the data, and right click on it, and I'm going to add trend line. And this does a linear one right here. It's not really a linear relationship. It's kind of like going up and then coming down a little bit. There's moving average, which is good, but probably the one that's going to be the best one is a polynomial because it's going to give us a straight line. And a second degree polynomial is a parabola. This one's kind of an upside down one. So this one kind of has more little loops to it. And if we go maybe third degree, fourth degree is going to come down. I'd say probably 6th degree is going to give us the best accurate data, and we'll leave it like that. One more thing we're going to do is we're going to so we'll leave it at 6 degree, and then I'm going to change this color because I want it to be very visible. And this trend line is a dashed line. I'm going to change it to a solid line. Let's make the width like 3, and let's change the color to yellow. Maybe make it 2. Okay. Now we're seeing quite an obvious pattern, and it's kind of an average to us about what is happening, and we can clearly see that roughly around here we had the greatest power at a certain resistance value. Okay, so something somewhere around 8. That was the best that we got. We can make this chart a little bit better by I'm going to format the axes here. Let's see if I'm able to do that. Axis options, so line. I'm going to pause the video to figure this out. Okay, found what I'm looking for here. We're going to right click on the data, format trend line, and no, not format trend line. We are going to format axis, and format axis, and under this one with the little bar graphs, the minimum that we want the vertical axis to be, I don't really need to see the stuff on the bottom, so I'm going to say -2. Sounds pretty good for me. And that's going to move it like that. And I really don't need to go to -50. So let's right click on the format axis on the horizontal one, and really -10 would be fine. Enter. And so then we have a graph like this, and it allows us to see the vertical axis. We can see it, and it spaces it out pretty well. If you want to, kill that space right here. That's pretty good. But basically, you want a graph that has little empty space as possible. All right. Good to go. So we are, that looks pretty good right there. You're going to do that again for all other blades, all other lengths and degrees and number of blades that you did. And you will put this in your report. Okay. So hopefully that helps.